Hi friends, today we are going to solve breaking the record problem from the implementation of algorithm portion. The given problem statement is Maria plays college basketball and wants to go pro. Each season she maintains a record of her play. She tabulates the number of times she breaks her season record by most points and least points in a game. The points scored in the first game establishes the record for the season, and she begins counting from there. So basically, there will be given score like 12, 24, 10, and 24, and she will have to figure out what would be the maximum scores and what will be the minimum scores she has created and how many times she breaks those records. And the first maximum and minimum score would be the first game she played. So it would be max scores equal to start 0 minimum. So this will be initializing the maximum and minimum score with the first score that she scored in that season. Here are some examples as you could look into it. So these are the game numbers. The input would contain first value is 9. Basically, it should be giving us the total number of games she has played, and then the values that she has scored, the total number of points she has scored in each game. So the first we'll be initializing the maximum minimum score with 10 because it's the first game of the season where she scored 10, and in each subsequent game if she scores more than that, we'll be increasing her max and minimum number of times she breaks that record, will be incrementing those by +1. So there will be two values, one for be for the max and the other would be for minimum, and we'll be looping it for I in range, and we'll be looping it from 1 to length of the array. Reason being, we have already initialized the first score in our max score and min score. So length of scores. Once we have done that, if loop to check if that current score in that game is more than or less than the maximum score. So if it's more than max score, then max scores will be replacing the max score value with our current score, and it will be similar for the min score also. And one more thing, we have to increment our max value by +1 just to keep a record how many times she broke the record. Scores 1 is less than min score I, and increment the minimum value with +1. And once we have done that, we'll be returning our min and max in an array, max comma min. If you look at our input and return format, return is that int of 2, means to integer array, you have to return it. So let's run the code and check it if it's correct or not. Okay, silly mistake, because our min score is an integer, not an array, so that's the error was there. As you could see, it passed our public test cases successfully. Let's submit the code. Yeah, So it has been submitted successfully. As always, I keep on saying, if you have a better approach of solving the problem, then please comment below and send me your feedback. And as always, thanks for watching and stay tuned.